You guys must think I'm kind of crazy, right? I mean, why am I still pouring water into a glass that's already full? Well, this mind is just like that glass, and the 1,001 thoughts that we put through it every day are like that water. Experts estimate that the human mind thinks about 50,000 thoughts a day. That's almost like 2,100 thoughts an hour. Incredible, unbelievable almost, isn't it? But then the question arises, how do we put new thoughts into our mind when we have so many existing ones running through it? In the next 18 minutes or so, I cannot promise you that you will learn anything new, but hopefully you will unlearn at least one. But before we go there, indulge in me and just close your eyes. Go on, trust me. Close your eyes. You're not going ahead without that. Thank you so much. Now, visualize yourself. Visualize yourself not as you are today, but as truly the most successful version of you. Visualize yourself as successful. How do you see yourself? Where are you? Who do you know? Who are you with? What do you do as your most successful version? Open your eyes. So, how many of you are feeling a little bit warm, fuzzy, and good about yourself right now? Raise your hands. Fantastic, everybody. But let's get down to become more specific. How many of you visualized possibly a beautiful house standing next to your dream car? Or perhaps on an amazing vacation somewhere on the Bahamas? Raise your hands. I see some hands going up. Great. Or perhaps this is a more famous option. How many of you just saw yourself with hot women? So I think maybe some of the guys. Okay. Yes. Thank you for the honesty. But possibly a lot of you also saw yourself in a warm, fuzzy family with people that you love, possibly in the future kids in the background. How many out there? A few, probably the older ones, not the students, I agree. But I guess the students would probably visualize yourself in really cool, dapper suits dressed almost like Harvey Specter or Jessica Pearson. Who? I knew it, popular choice, absolutely. Or possibly, let's cut to the chase, some of you would see yourself as a rock star on stage, killing it. How many? Yes, we have some rock stars here. But if I were to measure myself on any of these yardsticks, then I would be deemed super unsuccessful. You see, I didn't follow my family tradition of the tried and tested proven formula of science and engineering. I built a career which went great places, but then I left it just before it peaked. And then, of course, I failed. I failed big time because I wasn't able to take my entrepreneurial venture and make it into the next big unicorn. I also lost my entire life savings down to the last penny. I was broke. 15 years of hard work and the bank account went zilch. I also had to change at one point my status in life from married to divorced, and to be honest, I still don't have any kids. So one would wonder then, why am I invited to speak on a prestigious TEDx stage, right? But before you completely write me off at this point, hold that thought and let me share with you a small story. It goes back to this day, 28th of December, 1932, in the Junagadh district of Gujarat. A baby boy is born to a very humble family of a school teacher and his wife. But this boy builds a dream which is larger than life itself. He creates an empire which becomes one of the largest multi-billion-dollar empires in the world, and one of his sons now is India's richest man. Any guesses from the audience who I'm talking about? Great. Dhirubhai Ambani, absolutely bang on. Well, 5 years ahead, exactly 5 years ahead, on the 28th of December, again 1937, another baby boy is born, this time into an affluent family of Bombay. And this boy takes his family business to these great heights. In fact, he builds it into an empire which had, which was the largest conglomerate with over 100 companies under his umbrella and a market cap of over $100 billion. Any guesses who this person is? Wow, we have an intelligent audience. Ratan Tata, that's right, absolutely. Well, fast forward some 38 years and exactly on the 28th of December, let's go back. On the 28th of December 1975, this time a baby girl is born in the beautiful city of Calcutta into a truly middle class family. Now, mind you, there was no business in sight or even in her genes, but this girl, she felt that she was special. From the beginning, she thought that she was born to do something big, though what big was still a blank, white, beautiful canvas to her. As this girl started growing up, she started filling up her white blank canvas with what she was taught in school, with what she observed of her friends and peers, with what she learned from her parents, and, well, one day what she deduced herself when she found out that she shared her birthday with these two amazing personalities. She thought this was a sign that she was going to become the next big business leader of the country, the next big CEO, the next big business icon. And with that belief, she made her educational choices and embarked on her career. Well, no points for guessing this one. That little girl was me. I lived the dreams that I was conditioned to dream. And it was only after I'd explored most of them and achieved a few that I realized they had never been mine. And so one day, after having left my corporate career and later on after even shutting down my entrepreneurial venture, I woke up one day literally and figuratively. I was 40, I was clueless. I had all these achievements, but I felt unfulfilled. The Oxford Dictionary defines success as the fact that you have achieved what you wanted to do and what you have been trying to do. The fact that you have become rich or famous or attained a high social status. Money, fame, power. That is how success is defined in ink for us. So no matter, it's not very surprising that when we visualize ourselves as successful, we almost visualize the same picture in mind. But hey, why should our dreams and definitions all be the same when we have different thumbprints? The Oxford Dictionary was written in the year 1864. 136 years have passed since we have been to the moon and back. We have lit up our homes with electricity. We fly the skies in the biggest bird of them all, and we can communicate with anytime, anywhere, any place. And yet, we are shackled by these age-old definitions. Millions and millions of years ago, success was actually defined as this: survival. Eat or get eaten. Simple as that. We, of course, then moved on, Maslow's hierarchy perhaps, and success started to be defined as the ability to make fire, to cook food, to feed our mouth, possibly live beyond the average age of 30. Since 1864, we have hopefully moved on. And if we define success in the same way as we did back then it would be to say that we have not evolved since then. As time passes, society evolves. We personally evolve through personal growth, and in that process, we also discover our uniqueness. Well, I did too. And when I discovered myself and my uniqueness, I started to rewrite my dreams and rewrite my definition of success. Success ladies and gentlemen, is ultimately defined by the real fabric of what makes you you. Not by what others say or what you have been conditioned as you have been brought up, but what makes you you as a person. Whilst the dictionary may have deemed me a failure, I didn't. Because I have learned in my life that success is not the absence of failure. In fact, this is a very famous saying. How many of you have heard this saying? Raise your hands. Have you heard that success is not the absence of failure? You see, success is not just despite the failure. Success is due to the failures. And if you really haven't failed, it means you haven't tried hard. And if you haven't failed enough in life, then it means that you have not improved your chances of success. Take any story of any inspirational person that you have probably heard of, and you will keep hearing of these points of time in their life which are called trigger points, when they have taken choices in life and taken decisions in life, the ones that define the course of their life. It is that ability to identify that fork in the road which takes you to the path of greatness. Sometimes left is right. The only thing that defines your purpose in your life is what leads you to your success. Success is defined by one and one thing only: your purpose, your intention, and your calling in life. In fact, I would say that the biggest tragedy of life is to be successful. And I repeat here, the biggest tragedy of your life is to be successful if you achieve dreams that are not yours. In fact, that's also termed as midlife crisis. One person's success can be another person's midlife crisis. We now live in an age. We now live in an age where empowerment wins over power, where self-awareness trumps general knowledge, where mental health is the theme of the year 2020. The world is changing. It's changing faster than ever before. In fact, we are generating so much data as humankind that just in the last 24 months, in the last 2 years, we have actually generated more data on this planet than we have in the entire billions of years of humankind. But really, it is all futile. It is futile if you don't know yourself and you don't know your calling in life, your personal dream in life, and how you define yourself to be successful in life. So really, if TED came to me and said, Geetika, you can speak for all of the 18 minutes to your audience, but you can give them only one single takeaway, then I would humbly ask this of you. Go home today, take a pen and paper, or just type away on your laptop if that's your thing in life, and write down your eulogy. Or since the audience is really young over here, that might be a morose, depressing thought. So write down, say, your 50th birthday speech given by somebody you really love, who loves you back, right? What would you want it to say about you? Who would you want to be? What would you want to be known for? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? I found my purpose. I found my purpose, my calling in life. The reason that I can wake up and take any amount of shit, because that is my shit, is the shit that I have chosen for my life, and it's my intentional choice. But at the end of the day, you have to find your purpose in life and ask yourself this one question: what is my dream? What is my calling? And what does success mean to me? In closing, I would just like to share with you a few lines that I penned, or rather they formed themselves when I was dwelling on this topic that was given to me. I had a dream a dream I dreamt, of money, of fame, a home with a white picket fence. I was on no less than the cover of Time magazine, that tycoon bitch that I always thought I wanted to be. Life happened. Life happened. I almost got there. I could almost see it. I could almost taste that success. It gave me a kick, but it didn't last long. Left, I was feeling empty, wondering, what in the world did I do it for? And so I stopped it all. I took a pause, smelt the roses, found what I'd lost. The me that made me who I am, those little quirks that defined my me brand. I lost it all. Thank heavens I did, because when you lose everything, then meaning is what you're left with. And that's when I realized it wasn't what I was taught it ought to be. It ought to be what it needed it to be the real me. Today, I have a dream. This time, it ain't perfect. It ain't so pretty. It certainly ain't like the rest. It is to spread my word, to share my thoughts, to teach through experience, to light a few other hearts. They may say it's not normal, too different from common, but hey, I'm not common, because it's at the edge of normal that change lives on. To change is to grow. To change is to grow, to unlearn some of it all, detox your body, mind, and soul, redefine the ever-changing norm. Thank you.